materials en masse, repetition of materials. So we go down to the garden, the Aspidistra's gone crazy underneath the tree, let's just cut a lot of that. So now we look at what we're going to do with lots of Aspidistra leaves, and we've learned over time that we can manipulate the leaves. So let's manipulate the Aspidistra. I love an Aspidistra. It looks fabulous green, and then as it dries out, it looks absolutely fabulous as a brown leaf as well. A little bit brittle, but you can preserve it in silica gel, and it just sort of keeps that beautiful mobility, and you can bend it a little bit more. So this is a technique that I'm sure 2/3 to all of the room actually know about. I'm just going to take the top end of the Aspidistra, I'm going to take it round the actual leaf itself, and then just tuck the end in to get a nice point at the end. With your stapler, cutest stapler in the world, we're just going to secure that. So nice and quick, very easy technique, but you've created a lovely sort of point to the leaf in a different shape. So then you get everybody involved, and we then create lots and lots and lots of the same form. You also, again, it's like looking around to see what containers you have. Now down in the garage you might have a container that was used for, I think in Kmart, and it's used as a tea container or a sugar container or a spice container. It did come with a beautiful lid to it. What I find fascinating about this container, and also made me look at the shape that I was going to achieve with the Aspidistra, is because it had triangles. And again, looking at how we can replicate botanical materials from our hardware. So, a little bit of foam at the bottom, just to keep everything happy, and also just to secure the placements in the pot. What I want to do is just keep everything going exactly. No, you're not going to fit there, so you might. I love that noise too, very satisfying. I found some variegated ones in amongst all of the other materials. But I'm going to repeat everything inside. I also found some cordyline leaves. They're a little bit shorter, so they're going to go down at my base. And then take this out the back. So by leaving all of the Aspidistra leaves like this, and the cordyline doesn't dry out as successfully as the Aspidistra. It will dry out, but it sometimes loses its grandeur, I should say. I'm trying to think of some wonderful words that I can compete with Mary on. But I'm not at the stage, I don't think, that I can really challenge the principles and elements just yet. But Mary and I are Kentish maids, because I come from Broadstairs in Kent, which is Charles Dickens territory, which is a little bit further to the coastal aspect of Kent than Tunbridge Wells. But yes, and I was there over the Christmas break, and it was very chilly, but rather fabulous. Okay, so turning it around, you can see that just by creating little cones in the design, we've done from predominantly all flowers in the previous one to just all greenery. So depending on what we have in the garden, is actually what we're going to be using the most of. I find floral art and a fascinating outlet for anybody with any artistic it's a beautiful way of expressing art and sculpture, and it's really fascinated me over the years, and I find that being a commercial florist is great, but having the wonderful creative outlook of just being able to explore with materials, much more fun. Okay, what is she going to do with that now? Okay, we need some flowers in here. Now, Madhu told us earlier that if you have a white container, you really ought to think about your flower material quite cleverly. So hopefully I've ticked those boxes, because I've come after everybody's told you what the right thing is to do. It's like, oh my goodness, everyone's told you all of the correct ways of doing things, and now I'm following after going, oh well, I didn't follow that, and I didn't follow that. So, cyan tulips. They grow like wild in places like Thailand, Malaysia, but they do actually grow locally. This is a grower, he's sort of at the back of Dural, and he tends to grow dahlias. I mean, that's where I got the other dahlias from. And he's got a great big dam where he grows lots of water lilies and roses. His roses are absolutely stunning. And then occasionally he brings in these beautiful cyan tulips. He tends to cut the leaves off the white ones, but I didn't necessarily want the leaves, because the leaves are a little bit Aspidistra-like in the fact that they sort of look like a rabbit's ear, but I didn't actually want them today, so I was more than happy that he didn't actually have them.
Mary, so, you see the guy that's near the office?
Yes. Brian Dave. Yeah, only on there on Fridays. Yes. He used to be there on Wednesdays and Fridays, and his wife was doing the market. I've never seen her, but it was lovely to meet her. So she said, "Oh, you're Mary." Okay. I was near 7 o'clock, so I was probably the last package to pick up. Now I've just realised something. It's the quality of his. Yes, definitely. Now I tend to use a knife. I quite like using the knife. It creates a wonderful 45-degree angle on the end of the stem, which helps the water uptake the best. A straight stem, a straight cut, I should say, is fabulous if you're using a soft stem in foam, because the 45-degree angle sometimes doesn't help the insertion of the product, but a 45-degree angle on the bottom of a stem will actually help the intake and the uptake of water a little bit. Now remembering, we're still entertaining and we've still got lots of time. We've got this fabulous cyan tulips that we've managed to get from the local market. We've got our Aspidistra leaves out of the garden and some cordyline that we might have taken from somewhere else. They have a load in the botanical gardens, in Hyde Park, I should say, in Sydney. And when I walked through, I was like, oh, these beautiful, lucky people that have got these. Now, okay, so you're a bit high. So, problem solving this design, when I have my cyan tulip up here, it was at the same level as my tall Aspidistra, and I really wanted it to connect with the lower three, even though we're told that height creates that volume. I felt that it was I didn't want it higher than my Aspidistra column tower, but I also don't want it, so I'm going to take it out, remove a couple of inches, and then replace it. So many students, when I say that your product is too high in arrangement, they go, oh, I'll push it down. And I go, no, that's not going to work. That's going to make it more unstable. Take it out, remove the length you want to do, and then return it back to the design. Because when I give feedback, they're always wanting to change that mishap or whatever straight away. And they go, oh, I can do that. I'll push that down further in the design. And it's like, no, take it out and put it back in again. So lovely, ladies and gentlemen, that's my third one, which I thought was just a lovely, interesting way of using Aspidistra and just some really beautiful classical material to bring up that.